What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including the fourth stimulus package update, stimulus check update, daily news, including money, investing, the stock market. We cover it all here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel down below. It's completely free to do so. Remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. We have several states announcing new stimulus measures that we'll be going over here in this video. And we have a new kind of scandal that is developing regarding a Supreme Court justice that could potentially lead to Democrats are already calling for a possible impeachment. As you can see here, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, Democrats like AOC are calling for Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas to either resign or face impeachment because of his and his wife's involvement in a pretty complicated story, so to speak, that actually goes back all the way back from to January 20th, or I'm sorry, January 6th, 2020. Here's a kind of video that kind of gives you a rundown of the history of this and what may lead to a potential impeachment of a Supreme Court justice. Whether or not that happens or not, here's a kind of rundown of what's going on here. This is a pretty major story.
Back in February of 2021, the Supreme Court declined to hear an appeal by Pennsylvania Republicans who wanted to disqualify mail-in ballots from the 2020 presidential election that arrived after the election, even though all the people had been told those would count. Now, at the time, 3 justices dissented from that decision not to take up the case. Justice Clarence Thomas was one of them, and he wrote an 11-page opinion calling the refusal to hear the case, quote, inexplicable. A year later, in January 2022, the Supreme Court rejected Donald Trump's attempt to block White House records from being sent to the January 6th committee, records like those we were discussing earlier in the program. Justice Clarence Thomas was the lone public dissenter in that order. Part of the reason those 2 cases are so relevant at this moment is because we now know that Clarence Thomas's wife, Ginny, was essentially an ally to the seditious conspiracy to overthrow the 2020 election. Not only did she openly admit to attending the Stop the Steal rally on January 6th, that while, legal in a sense of the First Amendment, had a corrupt intent to overthrow an election. She says she left before fellow Trump supporters stormed the Capitol. The Washington Post reported she, quote, repeatedly pressed White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to pursue unrelenting efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election in a series of urgent text exchanges in the critical weeks after the vote. So in that most recent ruling from February 2022, when Clarence Thomas alone argued against Trump having to turn over those White House records, which included, quote, call and visitor logs, handwritten notes, and other files previously kept by senior Trump aides like Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, he was ruling on turning over a body of evidence that very well could have included his wife's plotting. She was corresponding with major players in the White House like Mark Meadows. And he, in his official capacity, is saying that none of that material should be given to the committee investigating the insurrection. Pretty clear conflict. As a result, a handful of House Democrats, including Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, have called for Justice Thomas to resign or be impeached. Today, a group of 22 Democrats, led by Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal of Washington, sent a letter to Thomas and Chief Justice John Roberts demanding Thomas explain his failure to recuse himself in previous cases and that he, quote, promptly recuse himself from any future Supreme Court cases involving efforts to overturn the 2020 election or the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts joins me now. Senator, I want to start with an argument that I've seen Republicans make and that others have made through the long career of Clarence Thomas, when it has been known that his wife is an activist, that she works with conservative groups, she was involved in the Tea Party, that essentially it's unfair to go after a justice for whatever their spouse's politics happen to be. She's an independent adult. She's going to do what she wants. And this is Democrats barking up the wrong tree. What is your response to that?
Well, I have two responses to that. The first one is no one's going after her for her political point of view. The question is her participation in an insurrection against the government of the United States of America. That is something that is appropriate to investigate. And that then raises the question of conflict of interest for a sitting justice to have anything to do with a case involving that insurrection. But the second part I want to point out is that we have all kinds of times when, if you are in a position of public authority, like a Supreme Court judge or justice, then you do have to disclose certain information about your spouse, things that other folks out in the public wouldn't have to do. And the specific example here is that federal law requires that the spouses of the Supreme Court justices disclose payments that they have received, something that Clarence Thomas and Jenny Thomas have failed to do in violation of law multiple times. She received more than $680,000 from the Heritage Foundation, and yet somehow the Thomases just failed to report that. So I'm sorry, I think the Republicans are the ones who are just trying to throw up some smoke and hope people will start looking in some other direction. That's not going to happen.
So, yeah, quite a bit of controversy there. I think what'll happen here is we'll have to see how the judge responds if he recuses himself from any January 6th proceedings going forward, and what evidence is uncovered here going forward. They have text messages from his wife, and they're still uncovering evidence now here in 2022, which is baffling to me that they're still uncovering stuff like that now. But what might be uncovered here going forward as they kind of link this stuff together, and text messages, phone records, and stuff like this, um, is could link further stuff like this together. Also, an interesting thing, a piece of history. Check this out. So, as you can see here, yes, a Supreme Court justice who they're appointed for life unless they retire or resign or get impeached fully, which we'll go over here. Remember that, like, former President Clinton was impeached, but not fully. Actually, former President Donald Trump was impeached in the House, but not fully. He wasn't impeached in the Senate as well. So you can see here, yes, a Supreme Court justice has been impeached before, but not fully. You can see here, only one Supreme Court justice has ever been impeached, and that took place in 1805. Here's what happened. It's a pretty interesting story. So, yes, a Supreme Court justice has been impeached before, and that's Associate Justice Samuel Chase was impeached all the way back in 1805. The U.S. Constitution gives the House of Representatives the sole power to impeach a federal official, such as a Supreme Court justice, for treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. And it makes the Senate the sole court for impeachment trials, according to the U.S. House's history, art archives, and website. The White House explains, and we see this when it comes to, like, the president. We most recently seen this with former President Donald Trump, go through two of these, and former President Clinton. The White House explains Supreme Court justices can remain in office until they resign, pass away, or are impeached and convicted. Remember, they got to get impeached and then go through the trial in the Senate as well. The only Supreme Court justice ever to be impeached was Justice Samuel Chase in 1805. However, while the House of Representatives passed the Articles of Impeachment against Chase in 1804, he was acquitted in the trial by the Senate and remained on the court until his death in 1811. Chase, who had served on the Supreme Court since 1796, was a staunch Federalist with a volcanic personality. They don't use words like that anymore, right? Who refused to tone down his bitter partisan rhetoric. After Jeffersonian Republicans gained control of Congress in 1801, the U.S. Senate explains on its website. After the urging of President Thomas Jefferson, Representative John Randolph of Virginia orchestrated impeachment proceedings against Chase, and in March of 1804, the House voted to impeach him. They accused Chase of constantly promoting his political agenda on the bench and refusing to dismiss biased jurors and excluding or limiting defense witnesses in two politically sensitive cases. In January of 1805, January 4th, that is, Chase appeared before members of the Senate to answer to the charges and declared that he was being tried for his political convictions rather than any real crime. During the trial, which began in February of 1805, Chase's defense team convinced several senators that the justice's conduct did not warrant his removal of office, according to the Senate website. On March 1805, the Senate acquitted Chase on all counts, and he resumed his seat, where he stayed until his death on June 19th of 1811. The Senate's failure to remove him from the bench was seen as a victory for judicial independence and established the precedence that a judge could not be removed as a result of stating political views from the bench. According to IAS, a free multimedia archive from the Legal Information Institute. And while some politicians have called for Justice Clarence Thomas impeachment now, the House has not initiated impeachment proceedings against him yet in order to formally start the process. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting history, and we'll have to see what happens here. I will keep you up to date. And as you can see here, impeachments of Supreme Court justices do not happen very often. Remember, they're also trying to bring in a new Supreme Court justice right now. So, and remember, Democrats may need Republican help. So, I don't know if both of these are going to happen. It's unlikely that they'll try to impeach him, but it depends on if more evidence comes out. If more evidence comes, and again, I'm not from either side, so I'm just kind of letting you know what's goes on. But if more evidence comes out, and it really does link him to some wrongdoing, even more so, then we'll see, and then I'll keep you up to date here on what happens. Also, we have several more stimulus items on the block here for multiple different states here. And I'm not picking and choosing states, but this is we do research every single day. And I like to keep you updated as more news comes out. And here's what we got. So check this out here, the latest. You could see here this is just the first one. I got several different ones to go here, so stay tuned. Two tax relief bills head to the Senate. This is the state Senate, actually, for the state of Idaho. Measures address Idaho grocery tax credit and circuit breaker system. This could put money in your pocket for the state of Idaho. Two incremental tax relief proposals advanced to the state Senate in Idaho floor this week. House Bill 509 would boost the grocery tax credit by $20 from $100 to $120 per person for those below the age of 65 and from $120 to $140 for those 65 and over. House Bill 481, by contrast, amends legislation approved last year that added an asset valuation cap to the circuit breaker property tax relief program. The measure increases the maximum value of a primary residence that can qualify for the program from 125% to 150% of the county median, or $300,000. So you could see some kind of tax relief there as well. Idahoans who otherwise would have lost eligibility for the circuit breaker program will still qualify for up to $1,500 in property tax relief this year. Um, that sounds like an interesting program. And the annual cost of the food sales tax program is $32 million. It makes it so you don't pay sales tax on food as well, the grocery tax credit as well. The circuit breaker program is open to elderly or disabled Idahoans who earn less than $32,000 per year. Louisville, Kentucky residents could be in line for $27 million in stimulus aid. And it's really not just for Louisville, Kentucky, because I know that these type of programs are going on all across the United States. But this is just an article that just happened to pop up during my research. But note that stuff like this is going on all across the country because states, cities, and counties are now receiving their second round of stimulus money for rent assistance, mortgage assistance, and utility assistance. But this one in particular, this article is for Louisville, Kentucky. $27 million more they're getting right now. So check this out. Also, I got a special meow here from Lily. Say hi. Say say hi. There you go. Oh, all right. That's it. 10 seconds of Lily. It says tenants who are struggling to catch up on rent could get some relief. Louisville, Kentucky residents can apply for rent relief thanks to an additional allocation of funds. The city has already helped 42,000 residents already with its rent assistance program just in one city. That's amazing. Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, that seems outstanding for just one city. Like bravo, Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, that's amazing. You can see here the good news is that some states and cities have rent relief funds available for residents who are behind on their housing payments. Louisville, Kentucky, and rent assistance as well. As you can see here, Louisville, Kentucky is one of them. Recently, the city announced it's getting $27 million to be used for emergency rental assistance purposes. And residents of the city who are behind on rent urged to apply for a piece of that on that aid. Some cities and states don't require you to be behind, some do. I have videos for you down below in the description on how to apply for this. And states, cities, and counties are getting new money on this as well. So, um, the city has given out over $96 million to help tenants stay in their homes. And now the city has the capacity to accept the process for more application thanks to this recent round of funding. Yeah, so like I said, rent assistance, mortgage assistance, and utility assistance is an ongoing stimulus program still going on. In fact, there's new money coming in for these types of things for all sorts of states. I really can't even give you like this city, that state, this county, because it's not even like it's something you should probably like be checking on like once a month if you're trying to get it. And I have a video showing you how to get this stuff down below in the description. I'll even link it to you on the screen here at the end of this video after I do the what's in the box contest clue. If you learn how to do this, you literally can get free money from the government, like amazingly. Each state does it differently. I've had thousands of people comment saying, "Thanks, Jimmy, for showing me how to do this." Some states require you to be behind on rent, but a lot don't, and a lot of states have eased up their restrictions. So I've like I said, I've had thousands of people comment saying, "Thank you, Jimmy. I've gotten 3 months of my rent paid. I've gotten 6 months of my rent paid. 12 months of my rent paid." Some people got more than 12 months of their rent paid. Some people have told me that their state gave them 3 months of their rent paid, and then they told them that they could reapply every 3 months and get another 3 months, another 3 months, another 3 months. There's homeowners assistance that just became available like in December-ish. Each state's a little bit different. Some are kind of opening now in 2022. And there's $9.9 billion of homeowners assistance, and there's utility assistance. There's the LIHEAP program, and there's the HEAP programs, and there's all sorts of things that you can get every year for utility assistance, several $100s to over $1,000 for electric and water, and there's property tax assistance. If you kind of learn how to do this, you can get this every year in some cases. So I have videos showing you how to do this. I don't charge a dime to watch my videos to show you how to do this. I don't ask you to join my channel and pay me a membership fee or anything like some of these other channels do or anything like that. In fact, I'm giving away money to my viewers, so um, it's completely free to do so. So yeah, so I have videos for you down below in the description of this video. To open up the description, you may have to click the little down arrow next to the title, or I'll just link them to you here at the end of this video. Make sure you're subscribed. It's completely free to do so. It just makes it so the YouTube algorithm will show you the videos more often and recommend them to you. If you're not subscribed, you're less likely to be shown the videos just in the recommendation system. That's all it really does. Yeah, so remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll have a lot more news for you. Next up, let's do the What's in the Box contest. So I'm giving away $1,000 here to our viewers. We've done this a lot of times, and we're going to do this in the future as well. Just kind of our way of giving back to our viewers. I read your comments every day, and I realize a lot of people need help. If I was president or if I was governor of a state, trust me, I'd be one of the ones, giving out as much as I could. So here I am doing what I can, right? So the way this works is, if you can guess what's in that box, you could win $100 directly from me. We're giving away $100 times 10 people for a total of $1,000. The way it works is if you guess correctly, you'll be entered into the pool of people who have guessed correctly. And from there, we will randomly pick 10 people to win the $100 each for a total of $1,000. If there's more than 10 people, then we can only pick 10 people. So just because you guess correctly doesn't mean that you win automatically, just so everybody makes that clear. I always get a few comments saying, I guessed correctly, how come I didn't win? So if there's more than 10 people that guess correctly, we're going to randomly pick 10 people, just so everybody's clear on that. Okay. So this is clue number 9. To guess, all you got to do is leave a comment down below. You can guess as many times as you'd like. There's no limit. Comment down below. That's all it is. We're just doing this out of the goodness of our hearts, just giving away money. Okay. So with that being said, clue number 9 is trying to crack this code could lead you to a city of gold. All right. Trying to crack this code could lead you to a city of gold. All right. One more time. Trying to crack this code could lead you to a city of gold. All right. So let me know if you got a guess. Leave it down below in the comments. That's all you got to do. And the next clue will be clue number 10. Let me know if that changes your guess. Comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And I'll link you to some videos you want to watch next with those important videos on how to get the free money from this last stimulus package. It's out there. It's available. So click this top video here to watch my newest video next. This bottom video over here is how to apply for utility assistance. This top video over here is how to get your rent paid with rent assistance up to 12 months. Each state is a little different, and this video shows you how to find programs in your state. And this bottom video is for homeowners, how to find homeowners assistance in your state as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.